Piggy Book 3 Chapter 1, released on April 1st. This is by far the furthest Minitoon has gone for an April Fool's update. And he has already said that future ones will be in Intercity. This chapter may have just been a prank for April Fools, however certain elements in this chapter make me believe otherwise. So, could Piggy Book 3 Chapter 1 be canon? First of all, we spawn in straight away as the player, who is rushing to get their taxes done. They go around the house doing chores to make the house look cleaner. In a panicked state, the player remembers his password to the computer and loads it up. The player does his taxes, and nothing seems too out of the ordinary, but take a closer look to the board behind. First of all, there is a letter demanding the player to return to Evalia, where the Piggy story was held, meaning that the player must have moved away after the cure was found as his mission was done. We also know that this must be after the events of Book 2 due to the fact there is a photo of all the Safe Place members. The player must be on a temporary job break to recover from the events of Piggy. I mean, they did save the world after all, right? Well, take a look to the note next to it. Travel to Evalia has been officially banned as the country struggles with a worsening biological infection. The cure must have not been enough to totally stop the infection, and from what we can tell, it is getting a lot worse. The infected we see in the Intercity teaser trailer, approximately 2 to 5 years after Book 2, may prove that the infection came back. Or maybe it is completely unrelated. I'm not sure, to say the least. Travel has been banned to Evalia to protect the people outside the country. So if the player wants to keep his job and save his friends he made along the way back in Evalia, then he must go back. But how? Well, because he can't go back legally. The player calls Miguel a boat driver, who takes him back to Evalia illegally. As they ride off into the distance, Miguel calls him crazy, and rightfully so. I mean, after all, the player is basically going back to an Evalia full of infected, although keeping his role as detective and saving his friends is his true motive for going back. If all of this isn't enough to make you think it is canon, then look at the notes inside the player's bedroom. We can see a note from Doggy, encouraging Captain Stone, most likely to promote the player to detective. I mean, if the player has this note from Doggy, then it has to be canon. Also, we can see the journal entry from Alice as well, considering that Alice is canon, and the player has this journal entry, then that means the player we see in this chapter experienced the events of Alice, ultimately proving it has to be canon. I mean, I just don't see why Minitoon would go to these measures to make such a great, nor packed chapter, just for it to not be attached to the main story. In an interview yesterday, Minitoon neither confirmed or denied this chapter being canon, so I guess for now we don't know. If it is canon, then I would say this takes place between the Book 2 hidden ending and Intercity, which is very cool. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this chapter in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and have a great day.